Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
Rather, they are fighting a new battle every day to provide a good life to their family.
Especially when you talk about Hinduism, it's a way of life. It doesn't tell you what to do. It's literally how you live.
God and us were never separated from each other. Our belief was very strong. Meaning of success and meaning of failure have changed.
Okay.
It is no more personal. I still question. There are questions. I'm not a guru. I'm not a enlightened yogi. There are questions, and those questions keep getting answered either by my own life.
We are not trying to whiplash anybody. Rather than we are celebrating the courage of a common man, we are celebrating a judiciary.
Alright then, Manoj Bajpayee recently took to his Instagram account and he released a motion poster there. The caption was very interesting. A God man who believes he is above everyone versus a common man who thinks that nobody is above the law. And that is quite a saying. Bandaa is the title of the film. Joining me now, Manoj Bajpayee, Vinod sir, and of course Suparn sir. Thank you so much for joining us on Latestly. Fantastic caption and a fantastic one-liner here also. Sirf ek banda kafi hai. What does it say?
I mean, it always takes one man. It always takes one man to change the whole thing. It always takes one man to stop any wrongdoing. It always takes the courage from one person to do the unthinkable. Okay, and that इसीलिए वो नाम जो है इन लोगों ने रखा है सिर्फ एक बंदा काफी है. तो वो अगर दुनिया में जितने क्रांति हुए, बड़े से बड़े क्रांति, शुरुआत हमेशा एक आदमी से होती है. हमेशा एक आदमी से, चाहे वो महात्मा गांधी हो, नेल्सन मंडेला हो, चाहे वो जयप्रकाश नारायण हो, या इतने सारे लोग, ये सब एक ही आदमी जो है वो ठानता है और फिर जो बहुत सारे लोग उसके साथ जुड़ते चले जाते हैं.
But to back up a story as good as this and as daring as this, you need an army of men, and you have producers here who have backed up this project with courage of conviction. How did that happen, sir?
So, when the story idea came from Vinod Bhai, for me the biggest thing that jumped out were three things. One was it spoke about faith, which is so key to all of us. And we live in a world where people have different kind of opinions, and people are at times told this is right, this is wrong. But fact is this, especially when you talk about Hinduism, it's a way of life. It doesn't tell you what to do. It's literally how you live or conduct your life. Then there are some people, great gurus, who have literally told you stuff but made you think for yourself.
True.
And then there are people who tell you this is right, this is wrong, and this is it, what I say is, whatever it is. And some have misused it. This story takes the core idea that do not use someone's faith and use it against them. And also it talks about the power of one girl who stood up against all odds, her fears, and one man whose honesty, whose integrity was as strong as her willpower.
Right.
And that made us fearless.
You know,
and I think we met Manoj, who is the most fearless actor in town.
As you rightly pointed out, one man, that man keeps coming back. Family man, ek banda, Bandaa is quite solid in your filmography.
No, I mean, see, this when you, I love the unsung, the stories of unsung heroes. I love the stories of middle class people. In their day-to-day life, they are struggling, they are fighting so many odds, and you never see them really low. You never see them depressed. Rather, they are fighting a new battle every day to provide a good life to their family. Okay, you take a train from Churchgate to Virar, you will see so many heroes of their own stories, traveling in those trains, but they are singing.
True.
They are singing, they are chatting, they are celebrating life
yes,
every day. So I have a special love for that class, middle class. And when I see those stories, when I see those characters, I without fail, I am attracted to them. And Solanki Sahab is like that. You meet him in every day. He is somebody who's a foodie. He is somebody who is a great believer. He is somebody who believes in Bhagwan Shiv so much, and he takes so much of his strength from his belief from his prayers, from belief. And then he is somebody who doesn't even let you know that he's achieved something remarkable in his life as a lawyer. Okay? You don't even come.
So he also is a man of faith.
Yeah.
There's a difference here. There's
Yeah.
a thin line here. He's a man who believes in faith but doesn't want to promote the man who misuses faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he fights for the right.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you ask him, sir, why did you take up this case? He doesn't have an answer because it comes out of his system. It comes out of his
Belief
belief
system,
system and comes out very naturally. That is why, without taking a single penny, he has fought the case and fought the case against the most celebrated lawyers of this country.
For 5 years.
For 5
5
years. Yeah.
Sir, what thoughts were crossing your head when you touched upon this topic? Of course, it was a risk that you were taking because references are quite obvious as we see the motion poster or the trailer, whatever it is. Were you adamant? Were you reluctant? At what point did you think, okay, I'm going ahead with this one?
I think if you see the line, man versus God, man makes God man.
Wow.
Nobody else. I mean, we have, when we show our trust or okay, we will do as said by our guru or a man who we worship as God. He cannot be wrong.
Yeah, he cannot.
For whatever, he cannot be wrong because then it is his. आपने तो उसको बहुत बता दिया God man. He has to come and secure your life. He has to tell you to go on to right path.
Right.
So कहते हैं कि ज्ञानी ने ज्ञान दे दिया. But then it is upon you also to follow that. But what if he's not given you right path to choose? Or what if he's told something and he himself is not
following the same thing? Yeah.
Worthwhile to being on that.
Correct.
And this all makes a lot of advice from a guru or is being followed by not one but millions of people. So हम कहते हैं ना कि एक शब्द जो गुरु से निकलता है या गवर्नमेंट से निकलता है, there are millions of followers. They live their life by swearing on their name. क्योंकि Guruji has told that this is the way of life, we live that way.
Correct.
तो आचरण भी वैसे ही होता है.
बिल्कुल.
And then when the story came in, and we said that yeah boss, we have to make. So I wanted like strong people, again Bandaas, who could take it ahead. Went to Suparn, and then we went to Manoj, and that's how it happened.
Manoj sir, I want to draw an obvious parallel here. Here is a man who is showing courage of conviction. You have been talking about spirituality and the faith of it. You have also been talking about yoga and meditation quite a lot, which is superb. There was a time when you were also talking about you were going through a rough patch. You were questioning your craft as well. That was a time when you had to touch the innermost core that you could possibly do. Meditation and yoga help big way in that. Can you please tell us can you give us a sense of what exactly happened then? What you would practice that exactly help you touch that core, draw the energy from the same space to be able to reach the stage that you have reached now?
Look, since my childhood, I was a very shy and very quiet, child, always. And then few deaths happened in my family. That made me question the whole meaningless of life. The questions started coming to me. The seeking started from that age. If there is death, then why there is life? Why there is a cycle of life and death? And I was not getting an answer to it. For many years, I have always been a believer because that's the family that I was brought up in. Okay, God and us were never separated from each other. Our belief was very strong, and all my education, all my good education, good manners, good upbringing came from that kind of an atmosphere. But when I was going through a rough patch, I started meditating on my own without anyone teaching me. I started doing certain yoga without anyone teaching me. And it started getting intense. And one fine day, through somebody, our Guru has found us. And then he put us on the right path. And today, since 5-6 years, I am only following the spiritual practices that he has taught us. It has done immense amount of good to me. My angst my anger, my all those things which were really putting me down, it's all gone. I'm an improved human being today. I look at things with a lot of compassion, at the same time, a lot of detachment, and that can only possibly happen if you practice your all those things taught by your guru every day. And today, for me, success, meaning of success and meaning of failure have changed.
Okay.
It is no more personal. For me, every day I have to be successful. If I do my routine properly, I am successful. If I am doing this interview properly, with the best of my ability, I am successful. If I am with you, giving you undivided attention, I am successful.
Wow.
So the meaning of success in my life has changed. That is where I started finding happiness. Today, if I'm sitting with Vinod ji and Suparn, I feel really happy. I feel happy and successful that these people are here. So I'm with them. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm only thinking about them at this point of time. So I think the spiritual practice has completely changed, and I must tell you, and I'm taking the advantage of your cameras, that I keep urging people to start spiritual practices, make it a discipline of your life. You will be far more happier and far more disciplined, far more happier, and you will feel far more successful in your life. You don't need a 100 crore rupees goal in your mind, and you will never feel bogged down by any kind of a failure in your life. You will never feel that. It's all here. And this can only be taken care and improved by spiritual practices or meditation. Just go ahead, do it. There is no rocket science. Close your eyes, sit down quietly.
But sir, honestly, how do you strike that balance? Because this industry is all about chakachaun and glitter. And here you're talking about going to the personal core. Do you still question?
I still question. There are questions. I'm not a guru. I'm not a enlightened yogi. There are questions, and those questions keep getting answered either by my own life or by the enlightened ones. And I'm very fortunate to have that that teacher in my life.
Sir, I mean, the kind of subject that you're grappling with, the kind of products that you dish out, be it Janhit Mein Jari, be it Atul, there's a variety there, there's versatility there. So as a producer, is this a conscious choice to be able to do projects that you do?
I think as a team, we are a team of people, and then we thought that what kind of cinemas should we be making. So one is the typical rom-com, halki fulki films. The other is films which is about heroism, about the common man who has done something good for the society, for the country, or for their family or something good which they have done, which has to be, if there's a story which has a melody, why not the story be told? So be it Bandaa, when P.C. Solanki, he is a normal person if you meet him, and going to such a height and getting justice to the girl who was not that because of his law degree, and also he powered her and made sure that her life be lived by dignity.
Right.
So he was a hero. That's the film.
So, sir, was there any risk that you had to take here to be able to portray the story convincingly, not run away from the matter of convenience, but show the conviction? Because it's a very sensitive topic, and you have dealt it very beautifully, as we said, as we seen it in the trailer. So, what's your take?
So here's the thing. I mean, it's not about the risks. It's more about the truth. And when you are blessed to have a team that believes in the vision, when you have an actor like Manoj who's willing to put himself out there and go for the honesty, the truth of the character, the story behind it, and that's what drove Vinod's team as well, which is that we need to kind of portray what existed. And here's the thing, we, not just the nuances, there is honesty in what we are trying to communicate. there is no agenda to it, because sometimes when it's agenda driven, the truth is lost. This is literally a story of a man who used the law to do right. And he is a man of faith himself, fighting for his own faith, personal, and for society at large, keeping their faith intact in the system, in the judiciary, in truth, and humanity as a whole. So there's a much larger picture, thought to it. And when you come from that space, then the fears go away, because you are coming from a space of truth, and truth gives you a different kind of strength. Then you are righteous. You are right in what you're trying to say. You're not trying to do something wrong, or not trying to say something which is, against your core belief. So we came from that space.
Having played this courtroom drama, played the lawyer, after playing this character, has your strength in the judicial system strengthened, or do you think there are loopholes?
See, my belief in the judicial system of this country has never gone away.
Okay.
There are times when you feel that it is shaking up, but at the same time, in just few months, you suddenly start, you start seeing a change or something that comes up to suddenly, instill your faith in the judiciary. Judiciary of this country, believe me, has always been the protector of the common man.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
And it has proved its time and again. Okay. I was really proud when I was watching the video telecast of same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
All of those discussions that was happening in the Supreme Court, it was a matter of pride for all of us that this is the way judiciary functions. There are some really learned,
Men and women,
men and women who are really fighting for the cause of the common people, of the citizen of this country, and they are much more worried and concerned about our rights than we ourselves. So judiciary has, it may have some off days, but mostly it is always there to protect us, protect our rights, and they have been proving it all the time.
For the last 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
My last question, it is quite fashionable, sir, to whiplash faith and Godmen as well these days. Yet, as we said before, just before the interview started, there are Godmen and there are goddamn men. Just like there are good professionals and bad professionals in every sphere of life. What is your closing comment on the same, given the nature of the subject that you're handling here?
So here's the thing, we are not trying to whiplash anybody. Rather than we are celebrating the courage of a common man, we are celebrating a judiciary, and we are celebrating the courage of a girl who fought for her right, number one. And also saying that faith is unshakable. Faith in truth, faith in things that we believe in is much bigger than just us mortals.
Yeah.
End of the day, everybody is a human being, and I think all of us have encountered gurus and learned men. And gurus are what? You give a padvi to somebody who's learned, more educated than you. And these are people who literally say the most honest things to you in a manner you understand, and try to answer life's questions for you, or make you question yourself, because half the times the answers are within us.
True.
Which we may not believe, but when you hear it for someone else, you tend to believe that. So it's a process of give and take. And fact is this, that we have been privy to, touchwood, some really educated people. I mean, my mother's a Kriya Yogi, I follow Yoganand Paramhans. So, I mean, there are learned men of all kinds for ages across our country, length and breadth. And yeah, I mean, there are some rotten apples in every profession, but that's okay. Here we are celebrating a lawyer.
Yeah, 2-3 people cannot really take away the education and the credibility of such enlightened people, okay, and who've been really protecting this land through their practices, through their knowledge, through their divinity.
True.
Life lessons are given by gurus, parents.
Yes.
So then, when you have gurus who give good life lesson, and when you follow and you feel satisfied, you feel calm, you feel successful, people follow them. So you need somebody to drive that, to get your drive into it. meet your parent or guru. So I think this is all good.
And when you see the film, you realize by the end, the last final argument, which I will not give spoilers about, but Manoj's final argument, he uses his own faith.
Right.
It's as you have to see the end to realize what we're talking about.
So absolutely.
It's
सिर्फ
something
एक, सिर्फ एक
amazing.
बंदा काफी है.
सिर्फ
Either
बंदा
to
काफी है.
challenge or to transform.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bandaa, 23rd May on Z5. Yo man.
Yo man, family man, Bandaa.